Welcome back to SeaTac Studios. My name is Justin, and you might know me as the lighting controls guy, and I'm okay with that, although it gets kind of stale at times, except when you have a manufacturer who's constantly talking about what's coming, what's in the future. And then you wake up one day and you realize the future's already here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Welcome to the conference room of the future, available today. Come on in. So welcome to the conference room of the future. This is my favorite room in the entire office building because it's outfitted with the BubblyNet control system. BubblyNet is a Bluetooth mesh-based system. You've heard me talk about it before, and there's some pretty cool features that come with this room. But first, let's start with the typical. We have our lights controlled and our shades controlled from your standard 20 amp 0-10 volt dimming power pack. It looks something like this. Now this power pack, it literally controls 20 amps of power and my 0-10 volt dimming. So I can raise those shades nice and smooth to whatever set point I want, and I can control my lights. Well, why don't you just take a look for yourself? So outside of the power pack, you have other methods of controlling different types of lights, such as a DMX controller to control an entire universe of DMX. I could do tunable white, I could do all sorts of things. So what sets this conference room apart? What makes this the conference room of the future? Well, why don't we pop over to that touchscreen over there and I'll show you. So on the surface, this may not look like anything special. And to you, it may not be, but to me, my blood, sweat, and tears went into this, so it is special to me. So in this touchscreen, besides this great background that I put together, you can see that it's very easy to use. It's very easy to look at. You got your scenes right up top. You can organize this however you want. What I want you to notice is right up front. You see a temperature there in the center, you see humidity, you see CO2. These are some of the things that I'm talking about when I'm talking about the space being built for us as humans, utilizing the space, not just lights that turn on and off and shades that go up and down. Did you know that the CO2 level in a room directly impacts your productivity? When the CO2 gets too high, you get tired. You reach for that cup of coffee, you start to text and check your email, not really pay attention to what's going on in the meeting because you've disengaged. You have mentally disengaged. What you really need is some fresh air. So what if your lighting control system read your CO2 level, saw that it got to that point, and instead of just being a lighting control system, actually integrated to your air conditioning and pump fresh air into the room? Or what if you don't have air conditioning in that space? Maybe you just have a light over by the door that starts flashing and it says, hey, open up the door, open a window, let's get some fresh air in here because your productivity level is tanking and you're losing all of that, okay? So if air quality can impact productivity, what are some other ways that we could make our spaces more productive and perhaps more comfortable? Why don't we add sound masking to the mix? In that open office situation where you're just trying to get a few things done and you've got all sorts of phone calls and things happening around you, a simple sound masking generator will allow you to tune out everything else going on because we're enhancing the environment with something as simple as white noise. Let's say we want to have a meeting that we would rather not have everybody else here. Well, in this conference room right here, I press this scene.
We should probably just meet on the website in general.
All right, so that meeting scene has been engaged, and if you were listening real closely, you'd hear our sound masking is also kicked on. This is utilizing the Zanaboni cylinder downlights, actually, track mounted with the speakers integrated right to them. And that's what we need to do for our installation here, so it's very customizable for your purposes, of course, and it's worked out great for us because you'll also notice a meeting just magically started too. And we can't even hear what's going on in there, which is great. So we have privacy in the meeting. You can focus out here, not distracted by the meeting, which of course I need to get back to. So as I go ahead and hop in here real quick, you're not going to hear much of anything that I'm saying. Well, now that meeting's over, let's take a look at that CO2 level. You see how high that is? That means that our productivity was tanking at the end of that meeting. Did you know that employees are only productive for about 60% of the workday? Did you also know that it takes about 23 minutes and 15 seconds to recover from an interruption? So with our lighting controls and all the features that we're adding, are we talking about hacking people's productivity and just trying to get the most out of people? Or are we talking more about creating a space that is comfortable, that's dynamic, that gives the opportunity for us as people to simply want to do more, to enjoy what we're doing, and sometimes not even realize that we're actually getting more done, simply because we've built the environment for people, not just productivity. Maybe we create spaces where we are thinking about the person that's using the space, not just from an aesthetic standpoint and how it looks, but also how it feels, how it operates, how it functions. Let's take the intuition that we know that we have as humans, and let's put it into the very systems that we're designing and that we're providing. So if you want to learn more about the BubblyNet control system and start designing tomorrow's spaces today, Reach out to your local rep, ask the questions, get the information you need, and let's start designing our spaces with people in mind.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our studio videos.